So I just finished Armada Season 1 for the first time ever. It's one of the only Transformers shows I haven't seen, and I think people like it, so why not give it a shot? Obviously, I already knew a few things from the osmosis of just being a Transformers fan. I know that there's 2 sequel shows, Unicron is going to show up eventually, and that everyone wants to fuck Starscream. I've also been spoiled of a few deaths, but none of them took place in this season. My initial thoughts are, what the fuck is up with Hotshot?
And you can call me Hotshot, because that's what I am, and I don't take any prisoners. Don't want anyone to get hurt. Remember, all bots were not created equal. Later!
Armada follows Rad, Alexis, and Carlos. They're about as cookie cutter as it gets.
My name's Rad. I guess you could say I come from your average, ordinary neighborhood, and my school, well, I guess it's okay.
They're the same type of kids you'd see go on the Magic School Bus or any other kids show. I bring up Magic School Bus specifically because this show tries to teach kids lessons about protecting nature.
Sometimes we humans forget the delicate balance we share with nature. That's gonna cost us if we're not careful.
So you mean if all these trees keep getting illegally chopped down?
Global warming will get progressively worse, and the Earth might even become uninhabitable.
Huh?
You know, I really wish people would understand that the future of the human race depends on what we do to protect the environment today.
The dangers of not being responsible with power.
Minicons, as you call them, were the instigators of a great war that devastated all my people.
And internet women.
She's not real, Carlos!
What? What are you saying?
Personally, I didn't get anything out of the lessons it tries to teach, but then again, I'm way older than the target audience, and it's still really nice to see Armada try. I bet kids watching this when it came out definitely did get something out of it. This is probably the smallest cast of Autobots and Decepticons ever, but the show makes up for that with introducing a new Minicon almost every episode. Minicons are pretty much Pokemon. In fact, I think the entire show was made just because of the popularity of Pokemon. The Minibots kinda talk like Bumblebee in Transformers Prime, through beeps or whatever, even though some of them have mouths. Speaking of Bumblebee, this is one of those shows without him, when they were having trouble with the trademark for the character or something. So instead of good old Bumblebee, we got Hotshot, who definitely fills Bee's shoes. He also gives off heavy Hot Rod vibes too, being a, you know, hot shot. The last episode of Season 1 is just Hotshot vs Megatron, and at the end he gets to keep the Star Saber. I wouldn't be surprised if, like in Hot Rod fashion, maybe later on in his future season or future show he'll get the Matrix of Leadership. Is that a thing in this continuity? If not that, then definitely maybe a position as leader or second in command. Seems like they're definitely pushing Hot Rod in this as a main character, way more than they are with Red Alert, who doesn't do much. Red Alert fills the Rhinox/Ratchet position every Autobot team has. I'm pretty indifferent on Red Alert, he's always stern and serious. We get one episode that kinda goes into his past, but I'll say he's certainly better than fucking Smokescreen. Smokescreen just shows up in one of the final episodes of Season 1 because Hasbro needed to sell another toy. The way they write him in is absolutely hilarious.
Smokescreen!
I'm coming too!
Bro is very forgettable. So forgettable, in fact, even Optimus confuses him for Hotshot.
Cover me, Hotshot! Don't worry, I'm already on it, Optimus!
How embarrassing. Optimus Prime in this is voiced by Gary Chalk, who voiced Optimus Primal before. It's more or less the same voice. Gary Chalk excels at making Optimus seem human. With Peter Cullen, it's like your imaginary perfect dad leader who always inspires and never gives up. Gary Chalk is more of a realistic dad who's just trying to do his best. I like Optimus in this. He's not afraid to indulge himself with the humans and Autobots by having a little bit of fun.
Hotshot! You know, I could learn to like this Earth custom.
Dude, I just hope they don't hurt each other.
Men, all for one and one for all!
Megatron is a bad guy. Starscream I've got my eye on. So far he's a pretty basic Starscream material, plotting behind Megatron's back, beefing with other Decepticons and whatnot. I love Cyclonus and Demolisher. I absolutely love the trope of stupid Decepticons. Give me more dummies, I live for this. And believe it or not, that's the whole cast. Let's look through some basic Transformers show checklists and see what this fills out. Is the intro a banger? Not really. A long time ago on Instagram, I did a ranking of every TF show, and Armada was second to last.
Hi, my name's Rad, and I want to tell you about the Transformers.
Don't you try and explain Transformers to me, you little shit. I know what that fucking Transformers is. I base my entire personality off of it. How's the action? The action in this consists of characters holding each other. There's a lot of reused animation for the action and just in general. And the most important question, does this make me want to buy the toys? Not really. Maybe Demolisher and Cyclonus if I ever saw them at some comic store or garage sale, but I can't say watching this first season makes me want to buy anyone. Overall, how is season 1? Well, for all the negatives I just said, there's something so innocent and carefree about this show I can't hate it. Not to mention that and my crippling addiction with late 90s and early 2000s media, I find myself really enjoying this show about 80% of the time. Whether it's seeing Hotshots say something out of pocket, those two bullies showing up and making complete fools out of themselves, or the Autobots learning to fist bump, there's always something the show has going on for me. Watching it is like going back in a time machine to when you were younger and just had no worries in the world. Every problem seemed so solvable.
Once I become president, I'll change all that, you'll
Alexis?
see. I'll put an end to the misuse of public property, and then I'll work on saving the environment
Alexis?
and I'll end world hunger.
Armada reminds you to smile, and that it's okay to be childishly optimistic and hopeful about things. All you kids raised by the internet think you gotta be depressed, serious, and cynical about everything to grow up. Maybe you should watch this show. I know this because I was one of you!